Did you have it up, Phyllis?
Yes, I have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beginning on or about June 19th, they're looking at renting rooms 101, 102, 103, 104, 114, and the cafeteria. Initially, their rent would be $227 per square foot. The total amount of space that they're looking to rent is 6,059 square feet. The term of the lease would be approximately 36 months. They do have a triggering event that would catapult their rent from $227 a square foot up to $5 per square foot based on capacity of the daycare. So the first event to occur, either 24 months of rental or when they reach a percentage capacity. I'm waiting for Colton Fickle to respond back with what that is. They would fill the first 3 rooms to capacity, and when their 4th room reaches 20 children in that room, but I'm not sure what that exact percentage is. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. One of the considerations that they're looking to have is is to have exclusive use of the cafeteria. And then they would have non-exclusive use of the gymnasium and the outdoor playground area. They would be responsible for all of their own maintenance of the rooms that they're renting. The city would maintain the responsibility for maintenance of common areas, structural integrity, and then the outdoor, like lawn care and snow removal and ice removal, that kind of thing.
Would be the city?
Yes.
Okay. Does that mean we need to still do janitorial services on the hallways?
Yes.
Is this, were they going to put a door in to block this off from the rest of the building? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's
in
still,
that case, would they be
responsible? With the Merit
responsible?
Center board, I think that they're still looking at options, right? But there has to be some kind of a safety door between the child care and the rest of the building. I think they went away from the garage doors style to a different style, right? I believe.
That's what I heard. I missed the last Merit board meeting.
Okay.
That's what they would probably have to maintain those hallways then, wouldn't they, if it's behind a separate door?
Well, I don't. Well, I think later on tonight we're going to talk about a floor cleaning unit, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning the floors.
But I'm just saying that, we might want to, if you don't mind, make a note on that. If we can't have access to it by the janitorial service, how are we going to get to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think they would probably have a key to that door, I'm guessing.
And that cafeteria is going to be pretty good. So I assume
Right.
they're going to take care of that then if they have it.
There's, to me, a lot of assumptions
Right.
with this lease agreement yet.
Right.
That some additional information could be, it would be worth having some additional information and some additional details kind of fleshed out. And one consideration would be the exclusive use of the cafeteria. Does that also include the kitchen?
I would assume. I don't know how, that's not.
I mean,
Right.
does that
Big.
prohibit, I mean, this is a 3-year lease term. Does that prohibit any other lessee from coming in and utilizing the kitchen for any kind of culinary program or any kind of rental, short-term rental? I know there had been discussion at some point about small business owners who need, periodic commercial kitchen access. So I'm not trying to step on Merit Board's toes, but are
Right.
those, is that the intention? And if not, then maybe this needs to be, considered.
Most likely culinary, that would not be in that space because it's not, it would have to be renovation.
Okay.
So what the really future plans of renovation for culinary area is not in that location.
Okay. So it is intended to be an exclusive use for the cafeteria and the kitchen within this lease?
I believe it is.
Okay.
But I think that is a good question that Craig raised, that if they are taking care of cleaning their rooms, would that be the cafeteria be the same since that's a room that they're renting?
That would be true.
Right.
They would, because the discussion was that they would clean their own space.
Right. Right. And that's not to say that they couldn't use the same janitors.
Right,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Right.
Pay
But
a
I just
portion
think
of it.
That's clarity, we need that for clarity. And
Right.
if they're going to utilize the kitchen
Yep.
for serving food or whatever, then that needs, I mean, the square footage needs to be included in it. I know there's a closet there too. It's, the only way you can access is through the cafeteria, remember?
Well,
Just to the
there's
east
an
of the
exterior
kitchen.
door.
Yeah.
There is an exterior door.
But you're talking about that
No,
storage
that's-
space.
You got your kitchen, and it's got that
Oh,
little
storage
backwards,
space.
then you got that other storage room
Yeah,
there.
you're right.
So, I mean, I think that if there's only access to it for them, then that needs to be part of the arrangement also.
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
I do. And
Okay. And it's not
I
that-
can't
it's not
speak
that big
whether
of
or not
footage.
that square footage is a part of what's there or
Right.
not.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
And that's kind of a janitorial area, isn't it? That little closet area? I mean, is that...
It's a storage for all I know. I don't know.
There
What
is
is
a janitorial area, a space out in the hallway.
Okay.
By the restrooms, at those restroom hallways.
Okay.
Actually, in the men's room, you would go in right to the right is a janitorial closet.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, if you don't mind, let's just get some clarity on that. Other than that, I have no real problem with it. But I think it would be smart if it's going to be captive, that they pay the lease on that kitchen area and then also on that closet space, unless the janitor is going to use it or somebody else.
Right.
Because it's the only way you can get access to it.
Is it 6,000 square feet? We don't know if that includes a cafeteria or...
That, I believe that includes the cafeteria, but I'm not sure if if the definition of cafeteria included the kitchen or if it included that
storage area.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But you need access to the cafeteria to get to that storage area in the kitchen.
And it was 6,000 square feet
6,059 square feet
at 227 a square foot.
To start off, yeah.
for the lesser of 24 months or when they reach 20 children in their fourth classroom.
Right. And that's per year.
That's per year.
So for the clarity on these questions, do we need to bring somebody from them before council, or do we go back to the merit board for this?
I think it could probably be handled through communications with the merit board and with King's Kingdom just to make sure that we've got all of that, but it may
I
be
think it's a
best
great
to...
positive thing, don't get me wrong.
Right.
And they receive
Yeah.
grants and things like that to get this thing moving. I think there's a big need for it in our community. I think it's a great place for them to be.
Yeah.
But I just think there needs to be some clarification on janitorial service and the square footage that's actually going to be done. And then, I'd make a motion that we accept it as long as we can agree that and discuss it with them and get, the approval of the merit board and then have Dan sign.
I was looking through Colton's emails, and I thought he mentioned something about cleaning, that they were going to do their own.
It is in there,
Okay.
that they were going to provide their own cleaning services for the rooms that they were renting,
But you weren't sure on the kitchen area.
I wasn't sure how cafeteria was
right.
defined. And,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. That makes sense.
if you would want to conditionally approve and authorize mayor to sign the lease pending clarification of the lease terms.
Yes. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, so we'll send that back to the Merit Center Board and get some clarification on those things. Okay. Jeremy, you want to talk about your quote from Best Equipment?
Last meeting, we had our trash cans, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Well, we made a decision on the cans. I asked Best Equipment to update the quote due to the rising fuel cost. Keep in mind, you're still buying the fiscal cans on the state bid. But what a lot of these places are running into is a fuel surcharge for delivery. Every time you re-quote this, the price goes up higher and higher. So I would encourage you this evening to go ahead and place this order. It's good for a couple days here for $295, $148.27.
Say that again?
$295,000.
That's it.
$148.27.
Okay, and how much is the price per can?
We got it right here if you want to see it.
And it's the same bill?
The 64s are $54.29. Same price that we looked at before. It's just
Okay.
the fuel surcharge is going up that much. Every time we reprice it, it's $4,000 or $5,000 higher just in delivery.
Okay.
So either we keep letting it go and go and go and pay a whole lot more, or we just get them more.
All right.
We're going to need to be ordering them in the next month.
So what you have here is 3,800 of the 64 gallon.
Yep.
800 of the 64 gallon with yellow lids. And 500 of the 48 gallon, the smaller one,
Yep.
with yellow lids.
Yep. That's what we talked about.
Right.
So, comes to a grand total, total of 276, 474, then 18,674.27 is in shipping. Wow. And that was like what, 13,000, I think, or 14,000.
So one of about $4,000 or
Where are they
$4,500.
from?
Where are they?
So,
Sounds like we better get them coming.
Where are these located at? Do you know?
I don't know.
Where's
I don't remember what he
Toberside?
told me.
Does it say up here?
But that's
Oh, North Carolina.
That's
That's
North
true.
Carolina.
Just can
So,
go back to France.
all we would need to do to get this finalized is send in our logo, because they will need that for proof to be able to stand on the side of them. So they will mock that up, send it to us for approval, send it back to them, and then they're getting making them. It's probably about 4 weeks delivery.
When's trucks come in, Jeremy?
They're not real sure.
Okay.
I would say not long after the cans come, because they're talking 4 to 6 weeks to get cans. I wouldn't think that this order will probably be placed until right after the 4th of July, since we're working on the artwork and stuff.
Okay.
So
I make a motion to get the cans coming.
Let me ask one thing. What was the count on when you did recycling?
6 something.
There's 600 and some. Well, 800 of the big ones and 500 of the
How many cans?
smaller ones.
How many cans?
I'm just trying to think how many we're gonna have to store.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a place to put these things?
I don't think they're going to be storing that many again. I really don't, because you're almost at, this winter you were at almost 3,600 people without the snowbirds. And you ordered 3,800 cans.
Right.
It's going to force the people to recycle. I don't want to kick this thing off and be
No.
300 cans short.
No, I know. I hate to put it on you guys to have to store, say, 400 of them right away. Because, I mean, I'm just trying to think of the space that's going to take up.
If you don't put them together, they stack. Because the lids aren't on and the wheels aren't on. They just stack inside each other like 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
For this price, are they coming together?
I know.
No, we have to put it together.
To stack 400 of them is still decent. Not a space.
I think I'm okay with the numbers. I think you're going to get all my people using recycling.
You guys can pass them out.
You think there's too many cans?
I just want to make sure I don't want to get them in and go, where are we going to put 400 of these? That's
You got to figure, you still have to remember they're going in the parks, they're going in the city buildings, they're going in
recycling.
all the other buildings, so, you know, at 800 and of the 64s at 600 and something,
Right.
those are going to get burned up in a hurry.
Right. But if you do get,
the 40, well, excuse me, yeah, the 48s, the 500 of them, it's hard to say.
right. I guess I'm just thinking of this, let's say 700 people that are doing it. If we get 300 people to say, I want the smaller one, then you got 200 of them left, and then you have 500 of, or you could have 400 or 500 left of the bigger ones. But I understand what you're saying, that we might get a lot more people to sign up and say, we're going to do it now.
I think you're going to have to. And we're going to need it for the demand. I just don't want to get halfway through the program and say we're out of cans and sorry, it's going to be another 8 weeks before we get cans.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to pay the shipping cost again. Or you have to pay the shipping cost again.
So that's why we figured it that way. That's what we haven't changed those numbers since we've talked.
No, I know. It's been something that's been stuck in my head the whole time. Just it's double what we have recycling right now. That's what I'm concerned about, I guess.
So what are you thinking? You cut it or not cut it or?
I'm just asking, where do you intend, if we say we have 300 of them, after you get them all passed out, we have 300 or 400, where do you have room to store them? That's something.
Probably in a lean-to, but we're still talking about building another building.
Right.
That we haven't built yet.
Right. And that's more my biggest concern is where, is there still space down at the pool, the garage by the pool? No. That's all I'm asking
So
for.
probably in a lean-to.
Okay.
And in that garbage bay, there's a lot of junk in that garbage bay. There's a lot of parking garbage trucks now that really probably won't need to be there anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably more good and get rid of the sandbags and stuff around for those other places, the sandbag machines, and
Yeah.
put them in there. So it's more of a hub, I should say.
Right. I mean, I hope they get put to use. That's my concern. That's just where you can store them.
Jerry, will that price change if we change these numbers for that same price to be for the 14 days, which is due tomorrow?
Will it change? Yeah. Soon as that's,
Okay.
if we
Because
go
they could
past
change
tomorrow,
the
that,
shipping.
you
and all
know,
that.
fuel prices are record
I
highs
don't
right
know.
now. It's going to change.
Whatever you think.
And this was 2 weeks ago when we asked for additional 14 days.
I think you can get rid of those cans if we market to people that it's single serve. I've had a lot of people kind of brought up what we're doing, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll recycle if I can just throw it all in one can and just push it out there. So I think if we have a little marketing push once we get the cans in, I don't think you're going to have a problem getting rid of them.
I think you're going to be surprised at the number of people that on those.
Yeah.
The 45s or whatever size that is.
Mm-hmm.
That they're going to want those. And for example, you drop into the golf course, some of the other housing additions have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to eat those up in a hurry.
I do too. That's why I like the smaller ones for recycling. I do. I think you'll see a lot of people use those.
Because, you know, and you'll have one or two people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my goal is to hopefully get a lot of these in and get it put together, and hopefully we start seeing the trucks for all the kids go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So we use the seasonal help to put them together
Right.
and get them out to the people.
Right. I drove around a neighborhood in Fort Wayne off of Ardmore. I just happened to pass me through, and it looked like it was trash day the next day, so I drove through the neighborhood, and they had this whole setup. They had the 64s, they had the 45s, different colored lids, and it looks nice. Obviously, it looks nice. And everybody was using them. So
It's a step we got to go towards. You know, if you guys don't feel comfortable right now, we can wait, but your price will increase.
no. Okay.
I'll second Craig's motion.
Do you want to authorize Jerry to sign a quote? I think it has his name on it.
Now I can get volunteers from you guys to help pass them out.
Is that somewhere? Maybe not. Jerry, did that quote have your name on it?
I would
Oh, yeah, except
Sign below Jeremy, yeah. So we got all three.
Okay. In the motion, I would ask that we, when you approve it, that we accept Jeremy's signature.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. All right, thanks for all the work on that, Jeremy.
We still have some things that we need to get dialed in.
Right.
Before we make it. So we need to be talking about some of this stuff over the next few months.
Okay. While you're still here, contract with Custom Net Backstops to install bleacher protection canopy at Hand Mountain.
In your COVID plan, you guys had talked about the paving and the backstop netting project. Completing those two. I've talked with Jim from Custom Net Backstops, and he has sent me the actual quote. We'd advertised this back last fall. Jim was the only one, or last winter actually, it was December. Jim was the only one that ever really responded. He's the only one that really does the work. I believe it was 149.
I have the contract here.
You have the total, Phyllis. I believe it was 149.9 or 149.950. It would be, yeah, 149.995 is the total. That is a custom made canopy netting set with additional poles, the cabling, the netting, all the labor to install. If you approve the contract, he would like a third down, which was done before with him on the large contract that we had. So due now will be $49,998.33, and then there will be two other payments to follow. He did send a contract off to us. I don't know, Anna, if you had a chance to review that contract.
I did. I think the contract's in good form. I don't have any issues with it. The liability insurance complies with our code of ordinances, and they even sent their certificate of insurance to verify that it was sufficient. So, okay.
Feel real comfortable with it. We worked through this plan back in the early construction process. It was tabled because we did not have the funding. So your current fields out there, your two clusters are engineered for this. So it's just as simple as having him proceed on to the next step.
They're definitely needed. We've got to get hit with balls out there. It's just another piece of this project that wasn't in the beginning, and between paving and this netting, it's going to take a lot of the ARPA funds. But it's, as you said, these are things that weren't included in the start of this project. They keep adding up.
This is already approved by council, or we're just approving the contract, or since, was it the last meeting that we approved moving forward with this council, right?
I think, yeah, this is just the contract part of it.
Just the
Correct.
contract part of it, yeah.
Yep.
And then I'll have the resolution of council meeting to the ARPA money.
Who needs to sign for it?
This would be probably Dan.
Huh?
Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the custom net backstops. Authorize Dan to sign it.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks.
Jeremy, Are you going to sign Beth's equipment electronically, or do you want to sign it here?
Yes, I have to
and send it
sign
to him?
electronically.
Okay.
Jeff? Discussion on new hire.
Do you have to see your scanner, or just sign it and I'll go in the rest later?
I need to request to move to our backup candidate due to our first candidate failing a portion of his current physical duties. That is our last hope, I guess our last hope. We can go that if you will allow me to go to our backup candidate. I spoke with him already. He's willing to proceed forward if you offer it to him. So,
Is it your recommendation then?
yes.
Okay.
They narrowed it down to 2 on the last time and went through a 2-interview process. I mean, both candidates were good.
You need a motion then?
I'll make a motion to move forward with the backup candidate.
Second that, Craig?
Yes, I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Josh?
Ooh, it's a trench box.
Sorry, I didn't want to get them all mixed up.
Alright, wanted to request purchasing a trench box 16-footer, an 8x16 and a 8x8 aluminum, that'd be a manhole box, it says trench box. We got a lot of work coming in front of us right now, and like a lot of areas, averages like 9 foot deep. Like we get in there, like in some alleys and stuff, we'd open up the hole and make a save, but like they're 8 foot deep, 1.5 to 1 for OSHA, that's 24 foot hole. So I got, these boxes are 36 wide, they go 36 to 60 inch, they're adjustable for different size pipes. Like manhole box, the 60 inch to 96 inch adjustable spreaders. I think we need the box, I mean, to save us from outsourcing a lot of work, we do a lot of stuff as hell, you know what I mean? We need the box, especially on road, save on asphalt and everything else, you know, material, everything. I had 2 quotes. One was United Rental, and that was for $21,760. That's a $2,000 shipping, which is $23,276. I got one from Cat, McAllister Rental, and they're at $19,815 and 26 cents, but they got their $1,500 delivery. The difference is United get me their trench boxes. He said 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks would be max. CAT would be 8 to 10 weeks. So you got the rental sheet there. From United, I just got United Rentals. He said he'd rent us boxes if I went through them. Like at the time, if you look at the rental, I'm up to like $4,400. If I had to rent boxes, wait, that's because of 50%. United would give us 50% if I had to rent for a couple weeks in rental. But if I had to go the whole, that's just 1 month, $4,400 for what I need.
Right.
And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's 9 foot deep, 8, you know, we need boxes.
All right.
I'd certainly prefer you guys be safe.
Yeah, that's number one.
Especially when you get-
Material.
And buildings, between buildings, you can't go that wide on one, so, yeah.
Well, we just, it was between, was it 5th and 6th, alley over by West End. We got a quote for $6,000 to fix the tap. It was alley, it was all, it's kind of in bad shape anyway, but we were allowed to open it up. We had it done in 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's $6,000. I know I went through that line, and there's at least 5 or 6. So that's 30 grand. I think it'd pay for itself.
All right.
Pay for itself pretty quick.
Yeah. I can handle them. I got the weights.
I think that's the key. This aluminum trench box are a lot lighter than steel.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We used to run steel, and
And they're-
aluminum's a lot better.
You could get sections like 4 footers stacked on top. You have one good deep, but like I said, the average around 9 foot. We're not gonna mess 20 footers and stuff. But
Yeah.
You're gonna contract that out anyway, aren't you?
the deep stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to.
Can reach it.
Did you
Don't have big enough
That's why you
excavator.
get the different ratings of boxes and everything else is be steel, aluminum. I mean, they make them, but
Nope. Great idea to get these. It's safety first, and also Josh is saving us a lot of money doing these projects.
So
we
you,
got scooters coming up. I mean, that'd probably be a $70,000 project.
Mhm.
We hired that out. We could do no problem.
Right.
And Marshall Street, I mean, they'll start out 9 foot deep, I'll end up like 6, but
Yeah.
starting out,
so you recommend going with United then?
I would probably bring away.
Okay.
Because some of the
But I mean, if you look at the 8 to 10 weeks, I mean, by the time you pay for rental, we're over what we'd be paying United to have.
Right.
2 to 3 weeks, he said like set 4 max.
Okay.
right.
We were pointing out a few years ago, adding this position has saved the city a lot of money.
Oh, for sure.
Hiring qualified people that know how to do this work rather than contract it all out. Even if we could get a contractor
Mhm.
on some of these.
Good luck right now.
And they're gonna name their price.
Right.
You want to do it right.
Yep.
Then I'll make a motion to let Josh go ahead with the trench box from United and get it coming.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Let's see anything else. Works. Andy, Traeger Tyler.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the Board of Works meeting.
I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, 10 minutes. Starts council meeting.